You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Essentia. A better you starts with better hydration. Essentia is on a mission to inspire people to do what matters most. Their proprietary ionization process transforms water from any source into ionized alkaline water, providing water that's 99.9% pure with a pH of 9.5 or higher. Essentia Overachieving H2O, the #1 ionized alkaline water. Shop now.
There are two things that are absolutely true. Grandma loves you, and she would never say no to McDonald's. So treat yourself to a Grandma McFlurry with your order today. It's what Grandma would want. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Hello, everybody. Before we get to your podcast episode, a quick announcement from the hosts of Quiz Quiz Bang Bang, Triviality, Trivia Time Podcast, and TV Trivia Pod. I'm Brian, host of TV Trivia Pod.
I'm Annie.
I'm David from Quiz Quiz Bang Bang.
I'm Kelly, host of Trivia Time Podcast with our quizmaster, Ricky Lime.
Hi there.
And I'm Neal from Triviality.
Our podcast will be coming together, along with many others, for a 24-hour trivia extravaganza fundraiser to raise money for the UNICEF vaccine rollout.
Starting on Friday, May 21st at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's going to be on Twitch, which you can join for free. And it's twitch.tv/quizbangpod. 100% of the donations will be going to UNICEF.
Woohoo!
Come join us for a fun-filled extravaganza and win prizes like tickets to a virtual Sporkle game or Sporkle trivia hunt, and the chance to be crowned the winning team, who will get to perform on one of these podcasts along with getting some cool swag.
More information can be found at quizbangpod.com/UNICEF, our Facebook pages, as well as in the show notes.
We will see you all then. And now, back to the show.
Oh, wow. That's gold.
So good.
That's how you do it.
So good.
I'd go to that event.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the show where a lack of seriousness meets
game.
I thought you told me it was a show.
I lied. Don't pull one over on him like that.
Been bamboozled.
I've been completely bamboozled.
This is why we don't let you do this.
Exactly. And anyways, I was going to say this is the show where a lack of seriousness meets us complaining about our perennial ailments that are non-COVID related. So
that's true.
So I've got Ken and Neal in the studio with me, but turns out that vaccines are a good thing because this is one of the first sets of episodes we're releasing totally maskless.
Hey, how about that?
No scratching.
Yeah, no beard scratching from me and Ken.
Yep.
Neal has a little bit harder time with that.
I do, but instead of the beard scratching, I just have an allergy test that I scratch myself every episode, just to make sure.
Well, I told you shouldn't smear the Miracle Grow on your face. It wouldn't work, but you didn't listen.
Well, I'm going for a human chia pet.
Gotcha.
And as always, we also have Matt out in LA. Matt, how are you doing with your hair regrowth?
Oh, yeah, the chia seeds on the top of the head are coming in real nice.
Let's take that cap off every now and again so we can observe, huh?
Let them breathe? No,
just want to see
it's a secret.
that beautiful coif. So
I'll keep my secrets.
All right, and joining us as our special guest today, Rules Guy Impersonator, all the way from Taylor, Michigan, we have Stephan Atwood. How are you doing, Stephan?
Good.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Stephan Atwood from Taylor, Michigan. I work in a lab making parts for a COVID test. That's about it. I work midnights.
Yeah, it's probably a busy time for you right about now.
I was going to say that's
just a lot.
Business probably picked up around March 2020 for you.
Well, I started in September. They're like, oh, hey, we need people.
Yeah.
Please work here.
Yeah, you're doing the good work. So we appreciate that, and we appreciate your support on Patreon. So thank you again. And joining us as our special guest host, all the way from Mesa, Arizona, you've heard her before, also runs Brainwave Trivia, Savage Superstar, Kylie Digges. How you doing, Kylie?
Doing good. How are you guys?
Good. Welcome back. Why don't you tell us about what you've been doing since you were last on?
Living life in quarantine like everyone else. I am a copy editor. That's the day job. And then, writing trivia and playing trivia the rest of the time. So
we really appreciate you coming back on to host again for us. I'm sure this is going to be an exciting game. But before we get started, we got to throw it to the rules guy, don't we, Ken?
That's right.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
Remaster crap.
All right, so those were the rules. We need some team names, though. So, Stephan and Matt, I know you did some word association games earlier to come up with a name, and you came up with?
Greasy Thunder.
Greasy Thunder, which is the knockoff version of Greased Lightning, I believe. And for you guys?
And we thought we'd kind of borrow off that theme. We're going with Sandpaper Lightning.
Gross. Greasy Thunder sounds like it's the hit song from the musical Oil.
Oh, the Upton Sinclair musical?
Yeah.
The wildly successful Upton Sinclair musical.
That everyone knows about.
Yeah. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get the game started.
All right. We'll jump right in with question 1 for round number 1. Your category is wardrobe dysfunction. The controversial cover of Vanity Fair's 2006 Hollywood issue featured fashion designer Tom Ford wearing a black suit and posing provocatively with what 2 up-and-coming actresses wearing nothing at all. One of them earned her first Oscar nomination that year, and the other was Woody Allen's then muse. Reportedly, Rachel McAdams was meant to appear as well, but she bailed when she heard about the nudity plan.
All right, we are locked in over here.
Cool. Bad news for us. We don't have any idea.
Want to just throw a name out there?
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson is one. And Katherine Heigl. You want to do Katherine Heigl?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Those are our answers.
All right. We also put Scarlett Johansson as Woody Allen's muse for Match Point Scoop and Vicky Cristina Barcelona. And then the other one, we were between Carey Mulligan and Jennifer Lawrence. And we thought maybe Winter's Bone was right around that time. So we went Jennifer Lawrence.
Very close. Both of you got half of it right. So it was Scarlett Johansson who was the Woody Allen muse. The other person who appeared nude on that cover was Keira Knightley. She was nominated for Pride and Prejudice that year.
Wow. I can't believe we got one. That was a guess.
Yeah, Matt, when you said Scarlett Johansson out of nowhere, I was like, oh, is he going to pull it just randomly at the end? All right, question number 2. Category on this one is Moon Over My Asteroid. Turns out even asteroids can have moons. This phenomenon was first confirmed in 1993 when what spacecraft, while on its way to explore Jupiter, provided images of a moon called Dactyl orbiting the asteroid Ida?
All right, we had a discussion over here, guys, and we kind of locked in on one. We're not sure if it's right, but we're locked in.
Okay. So 93, I think they were naming, I think these were the Discovery shuttles. I think that's when maybe these, or yeah, but it was going to Jupiter, so I think it would have had to have been like a satellite. So now I have no idea. maybe like a SETI-1. I think that is something that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any? You have nothing, right?
Like I said, it was the year I was born, so I am.
If it's not Hale Bop, I don't think we put that out there. So let's go with SETI-1. That's something.
All right, SETI-1 locked in.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of this craft is. We just guessed Gemini.
Both good guesses. Unfortunately, no points this time. The spacecraft that went to Jupiter was Galileo.
Should have been called the Atwood for your birth, Stephan.
Who do I have to sue?
NASA?
Probably NASA.
Good luck.
They don't have any money, yeah.
All right.
Category 3 is lipstick on a pig. With charming selections that include Disney characters, video game controllers, and sayings like FOMO, the Snap-on shoe accessory line Jibbitz is designed to be worn with what kind of footwear?
We are locked in, a little disturbed, but locked in.
Stephan, you had a bit of a in on this one.
A little background.
Yeah.
We locked in with Crocks.
So what's the background?
Working at Little Caesars. I don't know if it was a job requirement or not. I didn't adhere to it, but everyone wore Crocks with the little I didn't know what they were called, to be honest, till now, but right there.
Now, just a quick question before we also answered Crocs as well, but Little Caesar, were the employees barefoot under the Crocs, or they have socks on?
Oh, they had socks on.
Socks and Crocs.
Okay.
All right, good job, both teams. It is in fact Crocks. Apparently, these little shoe charms are all the rage with the youths.
The old Utes.
The Utes.
All right, question number 4. Category is toe pick. The 2010 Winter Olympics in Vancouver were the site of the so-called quadruple jump controversy, which involved eventual gold medalist American Evan Lysacek, who was trailing after the short program and didn't perform any quad jumps. What legendary Russian skater who was leading after the short and did successfully land a quadruple toe loop, triple toe loop combo in his free skate ended up very unhappily with silver?
We are locked in, and we're pretty excited about it.
It's going to be a great guess, I'm sure.
They know. This one I think is it's like the most Russian name possible. It's like Plushenko. Does any of that ring a bell to you?
That sounds familiar.
I think that's.
I think you're thinking of those Japanese gambling machines.
Something like that. I think it's Plushenko. So, and if we're off by pronunciation, I apologize to all the Russian listeners. We found out we had a couple, so shout out to those guys. Yeah, Plushenko it is.
Yeah, we locked into this one right away. Felt pretty excited about it. We remember the quadruple jump, and I believe it was all while trying to find a squirrel and a moose. So we said Boris Badenov.
That is an excellent guess. Unfortunately, incorrect. Stephan and Matt are correct. It is Evgeny Plushenko.
Oh, good.
Excellent pull.
Sorry, Russian listeners. We didn't know that one.
He's got plenty of other Olympic medals. He's fine.
Yeah, he'll survive.
Question number 5. Speaking of plushy controversies, in one of the more ridiculous controversies ever, Jerry Falwell picked a fight with British children's television show Teletubbies in 1999, claiming that the character Tinky Winky was a gay role model thanks to his purple color, triangular antenna, and magic red, quote, handbag. Tinky Winky became a household name, but what are the names of any of the other 3 main Teletubbies who are red, yellow, and green? And you can get 5 bonus points if you name all 3 of them.
We can lock in with all 3.
Oh, wow.
Boo, Jeff.
Really, Matt? You don't
Stephan,
know?
This would be in your childhood time. Are you familiar with these?
I am, in fact.
All right, what are they?
So you have Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Poe.
Okay.
And Poe is best known for writing some very gritty horror stories.
The Tell-Tale-a-Tubby and...
the Tell-Tale Custard.
Yeah, we agree. We said it's Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Poe in that order.
Points all around plus the bonus. Nice job, you guys.
Matt, you didn't know that?
I knew Lala. I didn't know the other ones.
Because I think
Poe is
the
red one.
The Teletubbies came around when we were all too old.
Yeah.
Like way too
Yeah.
old.
But
it
you
was
and I
such
had
a
younger
huge
sisters.
It was such a huge cultural phenomenon that you would see it everywhere. But regardless of that, at the end of 5 questions, looks like Greasy Thunder has a slight lead with 30 points. Sandpaper Lightning, this is confusing. Stephan and Matt, Greasy Thunder, have 30 points. Neal and Jeff, Sandpaper Lightning, have 20 points.
All right, moving on to question number 6. Your category is not cool, bro. In response to a wildly insensitive video filmed in Aokigahara in Japan, also known as the Suicide Forest, that posted to YouTube, a Change.org petition created in early 2018 that eventually garnered more than 720,000 signatures called for the deletion of what vlogger's account from the platform?
We can lock in over here.
Stephan, I saw you shaking your head. You seem familiar with this one?
That was Jake Paul.
Yeah, Jake Paul.
So both of them suck, right?
Yeah, they both.
Yes,
they both suck.
do.
Both brothers.
I wish boxers would actually hit him in the head.
One of them's going to be at WrestleMania tonight.
Yeah, that would be Logan Paul, but we also checked in with Jake Paul.
The correct answer on this one is actually Logan Paul.
Oh, no.
Did we mix it? Oh.
How dare you throw Jake under the bus like that?
Upstanding citizen.
I should have just answered Paul. We would have been good.
Both are a good example of how to go viral the wrong way.
Yeah. All right, question number 7. Categories keep calm and rhyme on. Out of the night that covers me, black as pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul, is the opening stanza of what 19th century poem by William Ernest Henley that is often associated with the value of stoicism and the archetypal British stiff upper lip. The title is a Latin adjective meaning unconquered and also serves as the title of a 2009 biographical film starring Morgan Freeman.
We can lock in over here. And just a note, Stephan, you deal with COVID tests. You make parts for the COVID tests. Is there a test for that Logan or Jake could take?
Oh, I thought you were asking me directly. I'm like, honestly, no. I don't think.
I think they've been tested and failed.
They failed miserably.
I think there's too many variants for you to have one test.
As Lizzo said, they took a test and it was 100%.
As the saying goes. You guys are locked in?
That is correct.
Yeah, there's a film hint in it, so I think
that's the only reason I got it.
Stephanie, you know this one?
I'm going towards the film 2009. It was 2009 biographical with Morgan Freeman.
It's I think it's Invictus.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, we're locked in.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the quote from the stanza that you had there, but until you said Latin and 2009 Morgan Freeman film, I didn't get it until that point, and we said Invictus.
Invictus is correct, yes. Nice job. All right, question number 8. A burger by any other name. Burger King was already in use as a trademark in Australia when the fast food giant was looking to expand down under, so they ended up going with what alternative? A name sourced from then parent company Pillsbury's line of waffle and pancake mixes. It's still in use across the continent today.
We are excitedly locked in over here.
Would you say that you're expanding down under?
100%. And I'm looking to franchise.
Do you know this one, Stephan?
No, it's not ringing any bells.
This one, very familiar. We are just immersed in Australian culture here on Triviality lately, and I'm almost 100% sure this is Hungry Jack's.
Yeah, we agree. We went with Hungry Jack's.
Hungry Jack's it is. Nice job.
We get an Aussie question on every game now, and I love it.
Yeah, shout out to
all of our listeners down under.
Yes, 100%. And I really want to try a Hungry Jack's version of all of their menu items just to see if they're any different.
I actually have a ton of family in Australia, so that's why Australian questions tend to find their way in my games.
That's awesome.
Question number 9. As cool as the other side of the pillow. At the 2014 ESPY Awards, the Jimmy V Award for Perseverance and Determination was presented to what sportscaster? It was sadly his last public appearance as he lost his battle with cancer 6 months later.
All right. Over here, we had a discussion. We could not come up with what we think is the correct last name. We know who it is, but we're going to lock in with probably a wrong answer.
Stephan said that sports and sports broadcaster is probably not his strong suit there. But I'm pretty sure that cooler than the other side of the pillow was a catchphrase of one Stuart Scott.
That sounds right. We knew it was a Stewart. We couldn't remember if it was first or last name, and our official lock-in was just Stewart because we couldn't remember the last name.
A little mouse?
Yes, the famous news sportscaster, Stewart the Mouse.
Points to Greasy Thunder. It is Stuart Scott.
Using all those great commercials, too, that they always had for SportsCenter.
Yeah, Chicago guy, if I remember right.
All right, question 10. Category is Top Gunner. So this is a who am I question. I got famous playing the title character on a TV Western in the late 50s, and I appeared in the film adaptation of it in 1994, this time playing my original character's father. Who am I?
We can lock in over here.
Oh, you would.
Yeah.
Was it? Maybe it's like it wouldn't be unless there was a Wild Wild West in the 90s. This wouldn't be a Joe West thing. I'm trying to think of 50s like cowboy characters that came back in the 90s.
Right.
Or was Wild Wild West 94? No, that's too early. That would have been closer to 98, 99. Can you think of any famous actor cowboys? Clint Eastwood, obviously, but I don't think that's
Get off my range.
Randy Newman. Nope, that's wrong. Paul Newman.
Wait.
Nope.
It's a jungle out there.
You got a horse in me. Hey guys.
I do that all the time. It's terrible.
I'll meet you at high noon.
I had Randy Newman's hot mustard the other day.
Bad people got bullets shooting in the air. Mention your casket, you're gonna die. Tombstone.
You've lost it officially.
Well, I'm glad I could provide you with that. How about we go with Paul Newman?
Let's do it.
Famous cowboy Randy Newman.
Oh my God.
He doesn't talk on the show either. All his dialogue is sung, so it's just give me that whiskey. Okay. So Kylie had a great hint in the category name because she said I believe it was Top Gunning because James Gardner played this character, and in the remake he was the father of Mel Gibson in Maverick.
I believe that's Mr. Maverick, Neal.
That is correct.
It is, in fact, James Garner.
My grandparents have episodes of Maverick on VHS that I watched as a kid.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
And after that, he kept tedious notes in a notebook of some sort, right?
Yes. It's a good reference.
He plays old Gosling. All right. Well, after the first round, looks like Sandpaper Lightning, which is Neal and Jeff, has 50 points. Greasy Thunder, Stephan and Matt, have 60. So pretty close so far.
All right, for your swing round today, one of my favorite movies is Jerry Maguire, and that inspired this category, but it's not a movie category, it's sports. So when Jerry's prized client turned turncoat Frank Cushman is trying to determine if he'll go with the Denver Broncos or the San Diego Chargers in the NFL draft, his mantra becomes, I'll either surf or ski. So I'm just going to give you the name of 10 athletes, and you tell me if they are a well-known surfer or skier. Number 1, Stephanie Gilmore. Number 2, Kanoa Igarashi. Number 3, Michaela Schifrin. Number 4, Jordy Smith. Number 5, Matthew Favre. Number 6, Dominic Paris. Number 7, Michelle Guisan. Number 8, Gabriel Medina. Number 9, Caroline Marks. And number 10, Ted Ligeti.
All right, we'll take a moment to discuss these, and we'll be right back.
There are two things that are absolutely true. Grandma loves you, and she would never say no to McDonald's. So treat yourself to a Grandma McFlurry with your order today. It's what Grandma would want. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Sergeant and Mr. Smith, you're gonna love this house.
Bunk beds in a closet?
There's no field manual for finding the right home. But when you do, USAA Homeowners Insurance can help protect it the right way. Restrictions apply.
All right, and we are back. It's a 50-50 toss-up for all these questions. But before we continue, I'd like to know, what's your favorite part about Jerry Maguire?
My favorite part of Jerry Maguire is everything about Jerry Maguire.
Now, do you branch out into other Cameron Crowe films, or is it just that one specifically that gets you?
I liked the stuff that he wrote before that, and I do like Almost Famous, but I think that movie came out right when, when you're like just starting to see movies and care about who made them, and all of the stuff that you see in your teenage years just becomes, cultural bedrock of what you like. It was that for me, for sure.
I'm a big Vanilla Sky fan, but I know Neal just loves Aloha for some reason.
Yeah, the biggest fan. Well, it's funny because Jerry Maguire, I love that movie as well. And anytime I'm doing a puzzle, when I get to the last piece, I look at that puzzle piece with teary eyes, and in the background I hear,
you complete this puzzle.
Exactly. And Bruce Springsteen's always in the background.
Well, speaking of Aloha, let's talk some surfers.
Hey, nice.
Or skiers.
Yes, that's right. Nice segue. Let's get these questions and we'll give our answers.
All right. Number 1 was Stephanie Gilmore.
We went surfer.
Mm-hmm. I thought she was a cornerback for the Patriots, but we ended up going with skier.
Stephanie Gilmore is an Australian surfer. Number 2, Kanoa Igarashi.
We went surfer again.
Yeah, we did surfer for this one.
You're both correct. Kanoa Igarashi is a surfer. As I understand it, he was American-born, but he competes for Japan. Number 3, Michaela Schifrin.
Yeah, the only one we knew for sure. I think because she's one of the youngest Olympic medal winner for downhill slalom. We said skier.
Yes, we also said surfer. We were wrong.
Yes, Michaela Schifrin is an American skier. Number 4, Jordy Smith.
We said Jordy Smith loves to hang 10, so he said surfer.
We locked in with surfer as well.
Correct answer is surfer. Jordy Smith is from South Africa.
Did you guys just go surfer all the way down to get 50%? Because that's a good strategy.
It would have been a good strategy, but we didn't.
Number 5, Matthew Favre.
We said maybe that was a very handsome French skier.
Very specific.
Yeah, he does sound handsome in French. We also went with skier.
Yes, I watched a YouTube video of him pronouncing his name earlier, so I would get close to it, and he is a handsome French skier.
Nice.
Right. Bonus points for Neal.
I know what I'm going to be YouTubing later.
Number 6, Dominic Paris.
We went skier once more.
We did skier as well.
Dominic Paris is an Italian skier. Number 7, Michelle Guissin.
Third sort of French-sounding name in a row, and we probably are going to lose on this one, but we also went skier.
We thought we'd change it up, and we went surfer.
She is a Swiss skier.
How do you have 100% right now?
Hey, we're just taking every wave as it comes and just trying to go downhill. That's all.
We were hitting that powder earlier.
I didn't know that was a requirement.
How do you think we have the energy for this?
Yeah, if you've ever seen a Devil's Advocate, we're basically just Al Pacino.
Do you mean Al Pacino in every movie?
Al Pacino in everything, yeah.
Number 8, Gabriel Medina.
This one made us think of Funky Cold Medina, which is a very California type song, and so we said it's got to be a surfer.
I'd like to say that was our thought process too, but it wasn't. But we also said a surfer.
He is a Brazilian surfer. Nice.
We got to get 100 now. I'm going to be really disappointed.
This is unbelievable. Just guessed on all these.
Number 9, Caroline Marks.
Here's the best part. We did it in like 20 seconds.
Caroline Marks, we know her as our favorite skier. That's why we put skier.
Do you?
Hopefully.
I figured she was Russian or something of those sorts, so she'd be somewhere in the cold, so we said skier.
The streak is over. Caroline Marks is an American surfer.
Oh, man.
And number 10, Ted Ligeti.
We went surfer.
We went skier.
One team getting points. Ted Ligeti is an American skier.
That's what I was asking. I thought it was Ligeti or something, but do I have the wrong guy?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
I might be pronouncing it wrong. It's Ligety. I thought it was Ligeti, but it might be Ligety.
I believe it's Ligety if I remember the coverage, but
I like the way you trivia. No, Ligety.
No doubt. Following
the swing round, it looks like Sandpaper Lightning made up the 10 points on Greasy Thunder, so both teams are at 90. In the meantime, Neal, you want to hawk some stuff?
Yeah, sure. We have 2 Patreon supporters in the house today, which we're very appreciative of. If you'd like to join them to listen to a ton of bonus audio content, as well as some stickers, boxes, posters, and other great things, you can join them over at patreon.com/Triviality Podcast. And as we said it many, many times before, it is the lifeblood of our show. We're super happy to be doing crop drops and extra trivia bonuses over on the audio side of things, but also getting a chance to interact with all of you who are helping keep the show running and growing and getting as best as it can be. So thank you very much to all of our Patreon supporters, including Kylie and Stephan. And if you'd like to join them, you can go to patreon.com/Triviality Podcast.
And also, if you want to check out our merchandise, it is at TeePublic. We'd love for you guys to pick up a couple of those funny t-shirts, or what else we got? Stickers, mugs,
masks, tote bags.
Tote bags, yeah.
Tote
and actually,
bags.
Speaking of TeePublic, what's great about it is it's interchangeable, so we can have new designs at any moment. So if you have any ideas for designs as far as inside jokes or episode titles, things that we've done before, let us know, and hopefully we can, create it for you.
In breaking news, we also have crop tops. You just have to buy a t-shirt
and cut it,
and buy a pair of scissors, and you should be good to go.
Yeah, and all the profits from TeePublic actually go to my Audi fund. So that way, when Jeff says I have an Audi, I say I have a newer Audi.
So anytime, you always just have to have a newer car.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to round 2.
All right, round 2, question 1, category is Love Wins. In 2015, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Obergefell versus Hodges, guaranteeing marriage as a fundamental right for same-sex couples nationwide. The U.S. certainly won't be the last to codify marriage equality, but they definitely weren't the first. Which European nation was way back in 2001?
And we will lock it in.
Okay. Me and Stephan were just naming happy countries where things are nice. So, you got your Switzerlands and your Swedens. But what are we going to lock in with?
We're locking in with Denmark.
Wow. Well, I hope you guys are right. And I'm only saying that because we also said Finland. Oh, no, I'm kidding. Denmark.
You're definitely in the right area, but this was actually the Netherlands.
Sorry, Willem. I was just talking to you the other day about the Netherlands and your soccer team, and I should have known this.
All right, question number 2. Category, philosophical bathroom behavior. What cartoonist, who some estimate gave up hundreds of millions of dollars by staunchly refusing to license his characters for merchandising, once jokingly commented about one particularly widespread counterfeit knockoff, saying, "I clearly miscalculated how popular it would be to show Calvin urinating on a Ford logo."
We are locked in over here.
Okay. So we narrowed it down to it's definitely whoever created Calvin and Hobbes, and we
Good
don't
job.
know who
Good
that
job
is.
to both teams on that.
I know. It was tough road. And then maybe his name is Calvinson.
Oh man,
Bob Calvinson.
Calvinson.
Yeah.
Want to just go Calvinson to keep it safer?
Sure, Calvinson. That's the answer.
Jeff, what do you think?
I'm really kicking myself because I feel like I can see book covers in my head, but it's not coming to me. Neal, what do we have?
We'll just go with a Schultz, even though we know it's not right.
No points on this one. Yes, he is the author of such classics like Scientific Progress Goes Boink. His name is Bill Watterson.
Oh, Watterson, that's right.
All right, question 3. Category is It Takes 3. And this is a pretty straightforward tri-bond. So just looking for the connection. What connects a controversial beginning for Ingrid Bergman, an early Disney villain, and a cousin of the calzone?
You wanted to lock in with empanada?
That's
it's making me hungry. So So
Yeah,
we
no,
can lock
fine.
it. It's about
I'm cool with that.
lunchtime. We're locking in with empanada.
Yeah, so initially I thought Kylie said Ingmar Bergman, so I was like, oh, Seventh Seal maybe with death, but then I heard Ingrid Bergman. So then we were trying to think, is it Casablanca, Paris? We couldn't think of any early Disney villains that fit together with the clue, and we could not think of a relative of the calzone other than the Hot Pocket. So that's what we locked in with, Hot Pocket.
All right, no points on this one. So the answer here is Stromboli. And Stromboli was one of the villains in Pinocchio. And then a Stromboli is a type of pizza dough and tomato sauce roll-up. It's very popular in Pennsylvania. And then the controversial beginning for Ingrid Bergman, she made a movie called Stromboli, and that was the first that she worked with Rossellini, who she had an affair with, and was censured on the floor of the U.S. Senate for her moral improprieties. So, Stromboli. All right, let's shake that one off and move on to number 4. There's always room for Jell-O. What derogatory term, coined by 1970s NBC bigwig Paul Klein, referred to the highly popular spate of programming on rival network ABC, exemplified by Charlie's Angels, Three's Company, and Policewoman, that used its female cast members' assets to appeal to the prized 18 to 35 demo?
All right, we are locked in over here.
All right, so we're trying to use the Jell-O as a clue, which gets us to jiggle, because that was kind of the phrase, right? Watch it jiggle or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I suggested the jiggle block, which I do not think is correct. But do you have anything better?
Honestly, no.
All right. He called it the primetime jiggle block.
Yeah, we were having a little bit of trouble with this because we were trying to figure out, what derogatory term would he use to sort of, I guess, objectify or demean that whole block of programming. And we couldn't come up with a great answer, but we used ABC being the competitor, and we said maybe he called it TNABC. That's all we came up with. I don't know.
So I would award points to Stephan and Matt. The answer is Jiggle TV.
Wow.
Yes. I would have said Ass and Boobs channel.
I kind of thought it was the Boob Tube.
Oh, Boob Tube would have made sense, yeah. In that time period, yeah.
Well, with that jiggly answer, you guys actually took the lead. So let's get to question 5.
Jiggling our way to the lead.
Number 5, category is Should Have Seen It Coming. Cygnus atratus is the binomial name for what specific animal? This is also the title of an influential 2007 book by scholar Nassim Nicholas Taleb about extremely rare, impactful, and unpredictable events that shape history.
All right, Stephan, you had some ideas on this one. What were you thinking?
With the category clue and kind of the little bit of Latin that I don't know, I pulled bat, and we locked in with bat.
Oh, that's a really good guess. Because Batman, you never see him coming. And he's just right there. Yeah, Jeff actually had a really good in on this. I thought maybe You Should Have Seen It Coming was a reference to possibly Sully, and then maybe it was seagulls because he should have seen them before it hit the motor. But Jeff, what did you say?
We guessed maybe butterfly for the butterfly effect.
All right, no points on this one. So these are called black swans. They're very, they used to be considered very uncommon. People thought a black swan didn't even exist. So the reason that that author used the black swan for his book title is in history and economics and that kind of scholarly study. A black swan event is something like 9/11 that is very rare, impactful, and unpredictable, and yet people, for some reason, after the fact, feel like they should have seen it coming. And for that reason, most scholars that do work in this area are calling COVID-19 not a black swan because so many people did, in fact, predict eventually we'll have a global pandemic. So,
all right. Well, on that note, it looks like Greasy Thunder, Stephan and Matt have taken the lead. They have 100 points. Neal and Jeff got blanked in the first half of that round, so let's see if they can turn it around.
Question 6. Monsieur le Président. The government known as the French Fifth Republic began in 1958 under President Charles de Gaulle and continues today with Emmanuel Macron in the top job. Smack dab between those two was what man who held the post from 1981 to 1995, the longest term of any French politician ever?
We are locked in here.
Oh, I bet you guys have a right answer. We had no idea. We were just trying to think of famous Frenchmen. I think that this was too late for Napoleon Bonaparte, so that was where I was going to guess. So we just locked in with Jacques Cousteau.
Oh, funny they say Jacques. I wonder if I know it now, but we guessed Nicolas Sarkozy.
Nicolas Sarkozy was a president, not the one we're looking for. This one is Francois Mitterrand.
Oh, Mitterrand, yeah. You know, you hear these names and they just don't stick, Ken. There's no fun song for French presidents, is there, that I can memorize them?
Someone had to have made one, right?
Yeah, but it's probably in French.
Well, it's just a harder challenge. It's not unachievable.
All right, number 7 category is what a load of crap. So I used to work at the Home Depot, and while I was there, I made up a mnemonic device to remember the meanings of the 3 numbers found by law on every bag of lawn and garden fertilizer. To remember, I would tell myself, no plants killed. What 3 elements are represented by those nutrient numbers?
We can lock in.
So you guys are locked in. We're looking for N, P, and K, right?
Mm-hmm.
So K is why can't I think of it? My brain. Where did it go? It's in bananas. Potassium.
Yeah.
God.
Okay.
N is nitrogen, right? Just plain N.
Mm-hmm.
And then P is it's not phosphorus. Is it phosphorus?
I think phosphorus is pH.
That's what I thought too. It's not. Oh, I think it's one of the ones that is deceiving.
That doesn't make me feel better.
I know. It's not like plutonium is PL.
Mm-hmm. Because I wrote that down, but then I realized it's one for each letter. But with plants, I
That
don't...
would be bad to have in the soil, probably.
Yeah, so nitrogen. Yeah, so maybe it is phosphorus. Because there would be phosphorus in the dirt.
Mm-hmm. I'm okay locking that in.
Okay, so nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium locked in.
Looks like Neal almost got this one on his lonesome.
Yeah, I overthought it. The P, initially I thought phosphorus, but then I was like, it can't be that easy, and I wrote iron, but Jeff said no, it is not iron.
No, iron is Fe, but you had the N for nitrogen. You did get the P for phosphorus and the K potassium. You had that one right away.
Mm-hmm.
It is indeed nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium.
Right. Points for everyone. Yay.
Question number 8. Categories. What are we, 12? A staple of American Chinese restaurants, what alliterative menu item will often include a variety of appetizers, including spare ribs, egg rolls, fried wontons, and crab rangoon?
All right. So, Stephan, you had an idea. What did you think it was?
Going off the category name again, I thought of a poo-poo platter.
Mm-hmm. I think that might be right, so we're locking in with that.
Yeah, I believe it's P-U-P-U, but we also said poo-poo platter.
They are delicious and hilarious. It's poo-poo platter.
Yeah, I didn't even think of the category name. Like, yes, that all
I'm
fits together.
writing them all down as we go, and I'm like, I got to think about this.
Kylie's given us some great clues.
All right, question number 9. Cause celeb. Beginning in 2006, George Clooney has been a vocal international advocate for the resolution of the war of what region in Sudan, which had been embroiled in conflict since 2003. Despite the A-lister's effort, the conflict remains ongoing.
Okay. So we're thinking of different regions that have conflict in the area. I said Rwanda, and I don't know if that's the same area. I think that you also have by the Blue Nile, which is Kurdistan, I think is the name. I don't know. But But I know that the Rwandan one I think is still going on. Do you want to lock in with Rwanda?
I'd say we lock in with that.
Okay, we are locked in.
And I'm pretty sure this is something that was kind of well publicized for a while. Didn't even realize it was still ongoing. We said Darfur.
Correct answer is Darfur. Yeah, it was George Clooney was from about 2006 to 2010. He was very active in promoting awareness about that conflict, and it's kind of a shame because it's didn't do much good apparently. Question number 10, the one where I ask a Friends question, obviously. A first season episode of Friends featured Mindy, Rachel's ex-best friend, who's now engaged to Rachel's ex-fiance, Barry. The casting is particularly unique because Rachel and Mindy are both played by Jennifers, Aniston and Grey, who had each previously played what same character? Grey originated her on film, and Aniston landed the role of the TV version.
Oh, wow.
For a simple question, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out Jennifer Grey's movie roles. We know she was in Ferris Bueller. I think she was Baby in Dirty Dancing. Do you think there might have been a one season TV show that maybe Jennifer Aniston was in? And it's also like a notable character name, so maybe it's something,
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to try locking in with Baby?
I would, yeah.
Maybe both of these people have not been put in the corner. We'll say Baby.
Yeah, I don't think there's a Dirty Dancing TV show, but we didn't single out that, and we didn't think there was a Red Dawn TV show, but we remember her being Ferris Bueller's sister, and we thought it makes sense that they would have tried to do a TV show of that after its success, but it just couldn't stay the course as far as keeping a season. So we said Ferris Bueller.
So the correct answer, the character that she played, was Ferris's little sister, Jeannie Bueller.
Whoa.
There was a short-lived Ferris Bueller TV show before Friends got on the air, and Jennifer Aniston was Jeannie.
Yeah, we were between the two, and it felt like they both could have been like a short-lived failed TV show. So either way.
Yeah, that was our first answer though, and that's.
I wonder if there's video footage of that show. I'd be really curious to see it.
Well, Neal and Jeff finished that round strong with 4 in a row. They brought their score to 130. Greasy Thunder right behind with 120.
All right, so the categories for your final round today. Number 1 is Sweet Charity. Number 2, Sour Grapes. Number 3, Salty Dogs. Number 4, Bitter Cold. And number 5, Ooh Mommy.
And the wagers are now locked in. Looks like Greasy Thunder is going 20s all the way down, so a strong wager. But Sandpaper Lightning going a little bit harder with 25s all the way down.
Okay, question number 1. Sweet Charity. What environmental advocacy nonprofit named for a mountain range was founded in 1892 in California by legendary naturalist and wilderness conservationist John Muir, and now has chapters in all 50 states? It is a major player in progressive grassroots activism. Question 2, Sour Grapes. In what could be called the sideways effect, in the mid-2000s, the wine industry saw a drop in sales for one varietal, while another spiked significantly. Name both of these types of wine mentioned in Sideways, one which Paul Giamatti's character Miles speaks rhapsodically about, and the other that he vehemently refuses to drink. Number 3, Salty Dogs. Long John Silver's, the fast food restaurant famous for deep-fried fish and hush puppies, takes its name from a fictional pirate first introduced in what 1883 novel that greatly influenced the piratey tropes like parrots on shoulders and X marking the spot that we all know and love? Question 4, Bitter Cold. Crafted from enormous blocks of ice and snow pulled from the Torne River, what popular tourist attraction located in Jukkasjärvi, Sweden, has an average internal temperature of 23 degrees Fahrenheit and is rebuilt with a new design every year after it melts? Number 5, Ooh Mommy. Spanish soccer star Gerard Piqué may have said, "Ooh, mommy," when he met what singer in 2010 on the set of the video for her FIFA World Cup official song, Waka Waka, This Time for Africa? The long-term partner's two sons, Milan and Sasha, more likely call her Mama.
All right, you have the questions. Do your best, and we will be right back. And the answers are now locked in. How do you guys think you did?
I'm feeling pretty decent. Kylie, by the way, this was a great game. A lot of great questions.
Thanks. Actually, before we get to the answers, I just wanted to shout out the members of the crop who play tested this game for me this week, particularly Yvonne, Jane, Louie, and Gina. They gave me some really good feedback. They did tell me that it was playing a little hard, but they thought you guys could take it. So there you go.
Awesome. Thank you, all of you, for helping play test and for continually helping play test. That's great.
Based on the scores, it looks pretty good to me. So.
All right, so question number 1, we had Sweet Charity. What environmental advocacy nonprofit named for a mountain range was founded in 1892 in California by legendary naturalist and wilderness conservationist John Muir? Now has 50 chapters in all 50 states and is a major player in progressive grassroots activism.
And for 25 points, we're pretty sure that John Muir is responsible for founding the Sierra Club, which fits the clue, so that's what we locked in with.
We wagered 20 and did not know, but we guessed Greenpeace.
And the correct answer on this one is the Sierra Club.
Wah, wah.
Question 2, sour grapes. In what could be called the sideways effect, the wine industry saw a drop in sales for one varietal while another spiked significantly. Name both of these types of wine mentioned in the movie Sideways, one which Paul Giamatti's character Miles speaks rhapsodically about, and the other that he vehemently refuses to drink.
We started with the rhapsodically described Pinot Noir, and the one we believe he hates is Merlot.
We locked in with the same answers, so
points to both teams. Pinot Noir saw a spike in sales while Merlot did not. Not drinking any effing Merlot. Number 3, Salty Dogs. Long John Silver's The Fast Food Restaurant, famous for deep fried fish and hush puppies, takes its name from a fictional pirate first introduced in what 1883 novel? Greatly influenced the piratey tropes like Pirates on Shoulders and X marking the spot that we all know and love.
Perhaps never rendered better than the Tim Curry version with our Muppet friends. We went Treasure Island.
We agree that it was Treasure Island.
Yar, it is Treasure Island. Points for both teams. Number 4, bitter cold, crafted from enormous blocks of ice and snow pulled from the Torne River. What popular tourist attraction located in Jukkasjärvi, Sweden, has an average internal temperature of 23 degrees Fahrenheit and is rebuilt with a new design every year after it melts?
I believe Jeff has the same internal temperature.
Yes, very much so. I'm clinically dead, so mostly just inside. But no, for 25 points, I'm pretty sure this is a place that I've wanted to go for some number of years, but it seems like a miserable hell if you're not the kind of person inclined. We said this is the Ice Hotel.
Oh, yeah, we thought people would come from far and away with their Allen wrenches ready to put together the world's coldest IKEA.
We felt good on that one.
That's a good joke.
Yes, you can stay in it. I don't know if I would be one to be able to do that, but it is the Ice Hotel.
It is terribly beautiful if you want to just look it up, but I understand if you're not inclined to stay.
Definitely. And it's not just, it's like architecture with ice, but then it's also very much about the way that they light everything and the way that light refracts around the ice. It's really gorgeous. Number 5, Ooh Mommy. Spanish soccer star Gerard Piqué may have said Ooh Mommy when he met what singer in 2010 on the set of the video for her FIFA World Cup official song Waka Waka, This Time for Africa. The long-term partner's two sons, Milan and Sasha, more likely call her Mama.
Yeah, we tried to think of famous singers that would possibly speak Spanish, and around that time period too would have had a big hit. So we said Shakira.
Matt locked in with this one pretty fast. He said Shakira as well.
Waka Waka, it was Shakira. Nice job.
Yeah, if I didn't get Shakira right, I would be yelled at later.
All right, Greasy Thunder picked up 20 points, modest 20 points in the final, bringing their score to 140. But Sandpaper Lightning, Neal and Jeff did perfectly, and they got 255 points, making them today's cream of the crop.
Yeah, I know. I am living a nightmare, and I am the cream.
Yeah, that was a great one. Really good job, Greasy Lightning, on being.
It was all down to that
Thunder.
final.
I never want to hear these team names again.
Greasy Thunder, yeah, right. Yeah, Sandpaper Lightning is just what my hands feel like because they're so dry from hand sanitizer.
Yeah,
But
and Greasy Thunder sounds like a bad bowel movement problem. So
yes, yeah, you guys are worthy competitors. It really all did come down to the final round, but great game. Stephan, any shout outs or plugs or anyone you'd like to say hello to for your parting words here?
Any of my friends that decide they're going to listen to this, I've turned a few people over to Triviality. So hi, Mom. Hi, Aunt Sarah. My grandparents.
One of us.
Yeah, hi, Aunt Sarah, and hi, Stephan's mom. We appreciate it. And who else was that, Stephan?
My grandparents as well.
And your grandparents. Hello, grandparents. Thank you for listening, and sorry for the bleeping.
Sorry for everything we do.
They're the official grandparents of Triviality. I don't think we have any other grandparents.
yeah, certainly mine don't want to be a part of this. So
No, thanks.
And so, yeah, very much appreciated. We thank you for coming on. And of course, thank you so much, Kylie. What a wonderfully hosted game.
Thanks. I'm glad you guys liked it. And if I can, I just want to shout out my number one playtester, and that is my husband, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
Yes, thank you.
The official unsung playtester hero of Triviality Podcast.
Everything doesn't need to be official.
It just, titles, we can just throw them out, Ken. Titles and titles.
Heraldry.
So.
Yes.
Bringing back heraldry.
So thank you once again. And I think that'll wrap it up. On behalf of Ken, Matt, Neal, Stephan, and Kylie, that was Triviality.
Not Jeff.
Not
Jeff's
Jeff,
not
though.
included.
Yeah, you don't include
not
yourself. Yeah.
Bye.
I was thinking of Jacques Chirac, who was between Sarkozy and Mitterrand.
Of course.
Now Jacques Chirac, he was impeached because he had too much Ciroc. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And peach
He
Ciroc.
came out with Ciroc Jams 1 and 2.
I swear to God, we get dumber every week.
I think that too. Yeah.